Hello everyone, welcome to the world's first artificial intelligence-powered Travian bot. In this video, I will talk about the new features added to the bot and explain it in detail from start to finish. This video will also be translated into English, so it will be a comprehensive and extensive video. First, let's move on to how to install the bot. You will find a link in the video description. This is the link. You will download the bot file from here. I click download. I'm using a Mac right now. It downloaded. After downloading, you can close this tab. From here, click on the three dots in the top right and select extensions. Or if you are using it in English, select extensions. It will say manage extensions in English or manage extensions in Turkish. I clicked manage extensions. Initially, your developer mode is off. First, you need to turn it on. This must be on. Then, there's a Load Unpacked section. You'll click on this. You will find the file you downloaded here. The file we downloaded is Travian Builder Bot version 6.6.0. Of course, you need to do something else first. Let me show you. Let me go to Downloads. Look, I cannot upload the 6.6.0 file right now because it is still zipped. Let us exit from here. Let's go to the Downloads folder from here. Let's sort by date. I am extracting this from the zip file by double-clicking it. On Windows, you need to right-click and select Extract All. If you are using a MacBook, you can extract it from the zip by double-clicking. Now let's go back to the browser. Let's click Load Unpacked again. Let's click on the Downloads folder. And look, our bot file is here. We click on it and select it. Yes, our bot is loaded. Let's click on its folder and look. Our bot file is here. We click on it and select it. Yes, our bot is loaded. Now we can close this. I close this part. I will pin this with the pin icon to make it easier to explain. You can pin it or leave it unpinned. Let us open the bot's menu. Our first new feature is that a language option has been added to the bot. Since this video will also be translated into English, I will explain it in English. Therefore, I am selecting English. Another new feature is that there is a discount on the bot's prices, friends. Or rather, the current package is still available. Unlimited usage is €20, $20 per month. Also, an additional package with a 10-hour daily usage limit has been added. The reason for this, or rather the reason the bot is expensive, is that it constantly asks the artificial intelligence what the next step should be and receives an answer. It then performs the next action based on the response it receives. This has a cost. That is why the 24-hour package, meaning the unlimited package, is $20, and for those who need less usage, I created a new package that is $12 a month. If you live abroad, meaning to purchase from outside of Turkey, you can buy them via Patreon. Let me quickly show you the packages for Turkey as well. If you want to purchase from Turkey, you can buy them via Shopify. While 1 month of unlimited use is 880 liras, 1 month of 10 hours of daily use is 540 liras. If you say you will not use it for more than 10 hours a day, you can choose this package. And also, our long-term options have arrived. Let me switch the language back to English like this. Let me quickly show the purchase options for those living abroad in English as well. You need to click this button for a monthly subscription. This monthly membership is via Patreon. Look, the $12 package is for 10 hours of use. The prices are the same. Domestic or international, it doesn't matter. Also, when purchasing from abroad, you have a bundle option. You might know I have an AI-powered Travian bot and a helper bot. A bot that creates plunder lists, finds oases, and performs sequential attacks. You can purchase both together for $15 a month. Let's close this for now, and I will quickly show you the multi-packages as well. For long-term purchases, you will click this button. There is a long-term button inside the bot. A store page will open from Patreon here. There is a long-term button inside the bot. A store page will open from Patreon here. You can find those packages here if you want to purchase multiple months. Now let's return to the bot and talk about the newly added features. But first, we need to walk around the village. The reason for this is that the artificial intelligence needs to recognize the village. Since we just installed the bot, we are walking around the village first. Let's enter the plunder list screen. Look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 raid lists here. These are gone now because they destroyed that village of mine. Let's exit here and enter a barracks. Let's exit here and enter a barracks. Let's exit the barracks. Let's enter the armor foundry. Let's exit here too. So, we've generally walked around the village. This is my test account. I have even run it for 24 hours. It is the 20th day of the server. We are currently on international 10 times. It is a newly opened server, and I have not received any penalties, but I have always used it in safe mode. I will also talk about what safe mode is in a moment, very quickly. Now, if we return to the bot, from safe, first, let me talk about the newly added features. We normally also had the plunder list feature in the other bot. How did our plunder list feature work? It worked by pressing the Start All Lists button. So, its logic was to open the raid list and press the Start All Raid Lists button. Now, in this AI bot, you can set all lists one by one. How does that work? Look, start all lists 5, 20 minutes. Let's say 15, 20 for this. You want to run all lists at any interval between 15 and 20 minutes. But your first and second lists are Oasis lists. For example, you want to raid Oases every 5 minutes. Make this 5, 6 and... Let me just set 3 of them at once. When you set it up this way, while clicking Start All Lists every 15 to 20 minutes, it also starts the first, second and third lists every 5 to 6 minutes. Let me stop it here. What does this mean? It means it clicks this button every 15 to 20 minutes, and it clicks this one, and this one every 5 to 6 minutes. As far as I know, no other raid bot has this feature right now. So, it is a new feature. It is not in any farming bot. Our next feature is the resource collection from the hero's mansion. Let me explain how that works as well. You select the resource types here. Which resource types do you want to collect? Below, you select the percentage threshold for each resource type, below which you want it to be replenished. If you select 20% here, for example, as soon as wood drops below 20%, the bot enters the hero's mansion and tops up the wood level to 80%. Here, you select what percentage the resource level should be topped up to. This feature was also just added to the bot. Now, let me briefly explain all its features from start to finish. Let's do a quick summary. What is Run in Safe Mode? The Run in Safe Mode feature. When you turn this on and click the button here to download the Mouse Helper program, what is Mouse Helper? Mouse Helper is a program used to move the mouse. The bot sends a request to this program. It says, click these coordinates. The Mouse Helper program then goes and clicks those coordinates. This. The moment you enable this, if the Mouse Helper program is installed and configured, the bot runs in safe mode and clicks like a real human. What is Run in Mouse Setup Mode? This is also the mouse setup mode. When you turn this on, it marks the point where the mouse needs to click with a red circle. You will adjust your mouse program by aligning it with this point. After adjusting, you must turn this off, because it changes the game interface. Keeping it on constantly could lead to getting caught. You enter your Telegram ID here. The Telegram ID is not your Telegram username. There are various tools to find your ID. You can use one of those tools for Telegram. You need to find your Telegram ID using one of them and enter it. Why is this here? We have a Travian Assistant feature. It notifies you of incoming attacks. It alerts you if one of your warehouses is full, or if your grain level drops to a critical point and grain production is negative, it notifies you. To receive these notifications, you need to enter your Telegram ID. The bot ID is also the ID required for the bot to function. When you want to test it or purchase it, I provide this ID to you. You enter the ID that I provide. What is upgrade? Upgrade resource fields. Here you select the villages where resource fields will be upgraded. You can click on upgrade with add. What does exclude crop mean? Do not upgrade fields: grain, wood, and iron. It means upgrade one of those three. If you turn this on, the fields will not be upgraded. Upgrade construct building. What does this mean? This is the feature that builds or upgrades the level of buildings. When you open a village here, the buildings are listed. You can click these and give an upgrade order. If it can upgrade them, it will upgrade them. If it has not been built yet, the bot is smart and uses artificial intelligence, so it can build these buildings from scratch itself. For example, you selected the academy. The prerequisite for the academy is building the barracks. The bot goes and builds the barracks first. If the barracks are missing, it checks the prerequisites, like the main building being level 3 and the military base being built. The bot builds these first, then the barracks, and finally the academy. This way, when you give a building development order, the bot can now build it from scratch. Barracks training. We have a barracks training feature. Let's open it. Here, where it says troop limit, we set what percentage of resources will be used to train troops in the barracks. What does this mean? For example, if you have enough resources to train 200 troops and you set it to 40, it will train 80 troops. It will not spend all of your resources. It spends 40% of the resources. Below, you select how often you want troops to be trained. You choose that and you select which troop types you want to train. In the old bot, it always trained the first one on the list. If you select two of these, it will randomly train one of them. So you can recruit two different soldiers simultaneously, and it has a use NPC feature. If you check this, the NPC trades. How does it do it? While recruiting soldiers, if any resource field's level is above 80%, as it's currently set to 80, you can set this to 70 or you can set it to 95. If it is above 80%, it uses the NPC and then trains the troops. Similar to training troops in the barracks, you can train troops in the stable, workshop, great barracks, great stable, and hospital. The settings for all of them are done in the same way. There is a celebration section. It also organizes small festivals in the village you open it for. There is an armor upgrade section. In this, it upgrades the armor of the troops you select in the armor foundry. There is an instant troop completion section with gold. This also has 3 settings. What does it do? If your construction queue is full and you have the resources, it instantly completes the troops with gold and continues performing other tasks without interruption. There is a setting for how often it should spend gold. After that, there is a setting for if the total queue is longer than a certain number of minutes. For example, 30 is selected here. If you have 25 minutes left for your building upgrades to finish, it will not waste your gold. But if it is more than 30 minutes, it can complete it instantly with gold. And our final feature, as I just mentioned, taking resources from the bag. You can adjust those just like before. We have finished the village settings. Now let's move on to the general settings. We talked about the Travian assistant. We have a setting for villages where village 1 can be skipped. The reason for this is, if you are raiding very heavily from a village, you know that in Travian you can have up to 20,000 raids at the same time. Since troops are constantly coming and going here, the bot cannot perform operations. If you have a village, you are raiding very heavily, you mark that village here, and the bot skips village 1 entirely and does not get stuck. We have an adventure section. You can turn adventures on or off. The hero goes on adventures accordingly, and there are now 2 types of ad watching features in adventures. The bot can do those too. You can turn these on or off. Hero level up. We have a hero level up feature. Here, I expect you to distribute the 4 points. Let me open it again. Look, we cannot go over 4 anyway. Since we have 4 points at each level, we distribute those 4 points. For example, I assign 2 to fighting strength and 2 to resources. In this way, as the bot levels up, it distributes 2 points. Whichever one you choose, it will give the points to that one. I just mentioned the looting feature. You can set all looting lists independently from each other. There is a random action. Do not turn this off. But unlike the previous bots, it does not insert a random action between every single task. The artificial intelligence decides when to do this, so it performs random actions much less frequently. Usually, if the bot has no tasks to perform, it chooses to wait, just like a real human. And finally, our AI village development feature. If you enable it, it develops that village even without your commands from any village. For example, I did not give a building upgrade order for my first village, but I turned this on. What does the bot do? It enters, checks if there's a building that can be upgraded, and upgrades one of them. That was our final feature. As I mentioned, you can use these buttons to purchase. Afterward, you can buy it from Patreon. You must turn on safe mode to avoid getting banned. So far, no one using safe mode has been banned by this bot. After turning on safe mode and configuring it, you can use it along with the mouse program. That's all from me for this video. See you in the next video. Take care.